My favorite place to get produce from near my hometown is Produce Junction. It's just essentially a big produce warehouse we got here, so I'm picking up all the stuff to make dinner tomorrow night for my dad's birthday. Here we have all of our fresh herbs. $2 for an amount like this, it's not so bad. These onions are definitely bigger than the ones I've seen in Italy. $5.50 for 2 pounds of bell peppers is criminal. It's criminal. I'm not quite sure what kind of pepper I'm supposed to use for this dip. I'm gonna go with a long hot because they're a little bit spicy. Someone said green, someone said red. I don't want the internet hating me. Totally just kidding, we're going with these frying peppers. This is my cart, I'm estimating like $20. But we'll see. How much? $23. Thank you. Total was $23 for all of this produce. I'll do a haul when I get home. Not really surprised, but I just forgot how expensive it is to live in this country. Oh my God.
Let's get right into it. So for this dinner, I'm making a bunch of Mediterranean and Greek dishes. And so the first one that I'm starting out with here is lamb and chicken kebabs. I'm basically just cutting up 2 chicken breasts and then a whole leg of lamb. I'm marinating the meat overnight and I just added some lemon, high quality olive oil, salt, white pepper, oregano, coriander, and then a little bit more lemon juice. And I just put all of this in a bowl. I mixed it up and I repeated the same process for the chicken.
Shake it up! We're shaking it up! Let this sit in the fridge for 12 hours.
It is the next day, aka birthday dinner day, so I just skewered up all of my meat onto different skewers and then I'm frying it on a hibachi style grill, sort of like a griddle.
I'm making like 8 dishes at one time, so if it's not perfect measurements or it's not ethnically correct, I'm sorry. We're gonna broil 3 red peppers. I roasted these red bell peppers in the onion, now I'm just gonna peel them.
I 100% meant to say oven in that last video. I can't believe I didn't even correct myself by saying onion. Anyway, now we're making tirokafteri, which is like spicy feta dip. And I roast up red bell peppers, which is what I ended up going with. I know you all saw my pepper dilemma at the beginning. I added a jalapeno because it was fresh from my garden. And now I'm adding high quality olive oil, oregano, salt, pepper, and some minced garlic, and then I'm just gonna put this all in my food processor and essentially let the flavors get to know each other, get it all nice and combined. And then once that happened, I added some feta, about 8 ounces here, and a little bit of Greek yogurt, maybe about 2 tablespoons. I just blended that all up and I gave it a try, made sure it was to my liking, and it was so delicious. It's gonna be great with the homemade pita. And now for the homemade pita, this was dough that I made this morning and then I just let it rest for 2 hours. But basically I'm just taking it out of the bowl, I'm separating it into about 8 to 10 different balls, and then I'm just gonna roll them out with a rolling pin. This was my first time ever making homemade pita and I honestly think that they came out really good. I was so surprised that there's actual Greek yogurt in the dough, but I think that's what gives it the nice fluffy, bubbly, basically what you would want out of a pita. And I wouldn't say that they were all perfect, but I did have a few that, you could open up and then actually stuff, which I was really excited about. And then I just fried them up on a griddle and added some olive oil, salt, and oregano to both sides and let those cook. The next dish that I made was a quinoa salad inspired by tabouli, or taboul, depending on where you're from. And I wouldn't call it taboul because there was just way too much quinoa in it to be even considered. I think, you're only supposed to use about 1/3 of a cup, but here we have 2 full cups. Anyway, I just added tomato, red onion, and celery, all finely diced, to some quinoa, and then I added my finely minced herbs, which was mainly parsley, cilantro, and a little bit of mint. I added fresh olive oil, lemon juice, white pepper, salt, a little bit of red wine vinegar, and then I added some also minced green onions. Anyway, moving on to the tzatziki, I had my sister finally slicing these cucumbers. Look at her, she's so silly. And then I just squeezed all of the water from the cucumbers. This did take about 3 or 4 goes. And definitely save this cucumber water juice because it's so good for you. I just took a shot of it. Anyway, now we're making the tzatziki, which is just Greek yogurt, some fresh dill, shaved cucumbers, lemon juice, and then salt and pepper to taste. I also did add some garlic powder here. I don't know if that's correct, but it was really delicious to me. Lastly, we have the falafel. Into our food processor again, I added chickpeas, garlic, parsley, red onion, cilantro, some cumin, salt, pepper, and some breadcrumbs. And this was just a recipe that I came up with myself. It may not be 100% accurate, but it needed a little more texture, so I added some cornstarch to really hold everything together. And then I made it into balls, and then this is where I think I went wrong with the frying process because I should have used a smaller dish. But here is our feast, the tabouli, tirokafteri. We have our homemade tzatziki, the homemade pita. Look at how fluffy these are. I think I absolutely killed these. Come on, guys. Like, they look so delicious. I just want to take a bite. And then the kebabs, which all in all, I think that my favorite had to be the tabouli, the tirokafteri, and the pita. This was my plate, and y'all know that I ate the leftovers all week long. Anyway, we topped off the night with this pineapple upside down cake, and I think that my dad and family really enjoyed this Greek-inspired dinner.